Root beer floats are a classic, and you really can't go wrong, but with a few tips and techniques, you can make the best root beer float ever. One of the keys to root beer floats is super cold ingredients. So I like to prep my root beer floats ahead of time. Take a glass, you just need a couple good scoops of vanilla ice cream, which is the classic go-to. This is my last little bit of vanilla. And then I like to stick this right back into the freezer so it can get nice and cold. Root beer floats are a great opportunity for experimentation. You can do a non-dairy option or play around with the flavors. Who says you have to stick with vanilla? I have this Ben & Jerry's flavor that I think will go great with the root beer, so we'll try it out. Prepping your glass ahead of time will make sure your glass is nice and cold and that ice cream is nice and firm. Now, of course, there are the classics. You got A&W, and I think I have another one. So you can stick to the classics, but at the grocery store, they tend to have some different varieties. So I like to mix and match the types of root beer you're using when you make your root beer float. Try a local brand, try a brand you've never tried before. Jones, I grew up on all the Jones soda flavors in high school, so this is the throwback for me. Let's assemble. You definitely need to start with a spoon to get that ice cream. And the key, pour at an angle. You don't want this to foam up too much, so pour slow. Let it rest a little bit. The foam is actually my favorite part of a root beer float. It's like a game, makes it fun to drink real quick. Oh, this stuff is so good. When you haven't had one in a long time, root beer really hits. I like the little cans. It tends to be the perfect amount when you're making a root beer float. Nice frosty mug. You add a little bit at a time. Whoop, whoop. Who works at the soda shop now? It's not quite cold enough. I like to chill these maybe like 10, 15 minutes so the glass gets nice and frosty, but I couldn't wait. I'm really curious how my experiment is gonna go with my different flavor, my fish food flavor. And then I'm gonna go with, this one has a little bit of licorice and vanilla notes. So, what's this one? Cane sugar root beer. I'm gonna go with this one. Ooh, this one doesn't foam up a lot. That's really good. Chocolate and root beer? Oh, it's actually a great combination. Don't knock it till you try it. It's really good. Top it off. And even add a straw. Because I like my root beer floats kind of milkshakey. I like to mix up the ice cream in the root beer and drink it. So it's kind of like a cream soda. Cream soda, butterbeer. That's the ticket. This is so fun and so tasty. Oh my gosh, this is really good. The ice cream is like the ice cube in here, so that's why I like to put it in the freezer, get it extra cold. It'll keep that root beer nice and cold. Make sure root beer is extra cold too, so the ice cream doesn't melt right away. Has anybody else discovered chocolate and root beer combination yet? It's amazing. Because root beer kind of has that like caramely, thing going on with it. So I think it goes really well. Oh my gosh, it's so good. This is my sweet treat for the day. Cheers. gotta buy this again. This was super good, root beer.